The sky was clear and stars were shining. The sea was dead calm. And I thought, I don't know, couldn't understand it.
From secret documents to eerie artifacts, these are the craziest mysteries about the Titanic.
It's a dark object coming out of the haze in front of them, and they ring the bell 3 times to indicate to the bridge there's an object.
And did you know that the iconic ship wasn't the only one sailing the deep, dark waters that night? I'm talking about a freaking ghost ship, you guys. The Mummy's Curse. You see, the unsinkable was deemed to sink one way or the other. Wondering why? The bloody ship was cursed. Okay, so hear me out. So, there you are, living your best life on the Titanic, with all the jazz and the blues ringing in your ears. And then, boom, someone drops a bombshell. Well, not literally. But what you're about to hear next is just as terrifying. Word on the deck is that there might be an ancient Egyptian mummy on board. I mean, this ship just wasn't your average cruise. It was like stepping into a legit tomb of the cursed. There's a saying that the Princess of Amun-Ra's body when she died was laid in a wooden coffin and buried deep in a vault at Luxor on the banks of the Nile. But legend has it that this royal princess couldn't stay mum. People often heard eerie sounds emanating from the mummy, and they simply wanted to get rid of it. And so the mummy was boarded on the Titanic in an attempt to be sold off to an American businessman. And let me remind you, this mummy was known to be notorious, and she wasn't ready to go down alone. She took the whole lot of them, 1,496 people to be precise, with her. The unexplained phantom fire. Some researchers believe the Titanic went up in flames. Cue the smoke that surrounded the ship when the rescue vessel showed up hours later. You see, there's always a debate going on that a fire in the coal place might have weakened the vessel's structure. But did it also set the entire ship ablaze? Some documents suggest that there was a minor fire in the engine room which resulted in the weakening of the ship's steel walls. Few survivors claim the area was dented or warped, and in any given situation, this could have led to a very significant problem.
This is a crucial area to defend the ship against the ocean coming in.
That's amazing.
The issue, however, was brushed off, and there lies the Titanic at the bottom of the seafloor. If you thought that revelation was crazy, this right here will make you question everything you know about the Titanic. No Pope. That's because this one myth is that Catholic employees that built the Titanic were distressed that the ship's number, 390904, seemed to say no Pope when they viewed it in a mirror. Was this a sign of bad luck? Or was it foretelling the tragedy of the ship and people simply ignored it? I mean, just look at this gigantic beauty. Do you think something as simple as a ship number could decide its fate? But the bad luck of the Titanic doesn't end here. The Titanic Ship Trilogy Mysteries. Turns out the Titanic had 2 sister ships, the Olympic and the Britannic, both of which had their share of drama. The Olympic collided with a Royal Navy warship just before Titanic, and this raised questions about whether it was an accident or something more sinister. The Britannic, on the other hand, converted into a hospital ship during World War I, and again mysteriously sank. Like, what's going on? Some believe there's a spooky connection that led to their fates, making it an intriguing ship trilogy mystery. But again, the mysteries only get worse. But here comes another mystery surrounding one of the lady passengers on board, the unsinkable Molly Brown. Margaret Molly Brown continues to remain a captivating figure. Her rise from humble beginnings to high society is like a real-life Cinderella story. Again, another tale of Titanic's ticket being cursed. Like it wasn't cursed enough already? It has also been said that the fate of the iconic necklace, known as the Heart of the Ocean, adds a layer of intrigue. But how did Molly Brown become a Titanic hero? How did she get her hands on the necklace? And what secrets might the necklace hold? It's a real head-scratcher for sure. If you think that was enough of a mystery, the next one is a rather saddening tale. The last song, the eerie music played on the Titanic's fateful night, remains an unexplained and haunting element of its sad mystery. As the Titanic struck an iceberg and descended into the icy depths of the North Atlantic, the ship's musicians played on, their soulful melodies filling the air. The haunting strains of their music have left a lasting mark on the ship's legacy, but with no definitive explanation for their choice of song or their commitment to playing till the end. Eva Hart, survivor of the mystery-laden tragedy, who was 7 years at the time, recalls the song which was played on repeat in an interview, when she said,
They played one version of the hymn, Near My God, which there were three. I had this out so many times.
But there was a turn of events in this sad tale, as in the Titanic itself took a turn to its fate. Wondering how? The shipyard curse. Some people believe that a curse was placed upon the shipyard where the Titanic was built. What's more, there was this novel that predicted the catastrophic sinking of a ship named Titan. Was this ship totally destined to go into ruins or what? But wait for it, because this is only about to get even more interesting. And nope, it's not about the human passengers.
Mr. Morgan Robertson, clairvoyant, due to the fact that his novel has so many similarities to the actual Titanic story.
The immortal Countess. So this woman is kind of like a real-life superhero in the midst of that fateful voyage. Turns out a countess was aboard the Titanic, but her name? Nowhere to be found on the passenger list. Now there are some wild theories out there. Some say she's a time traveler, and others? They're convinced she's a vampire, believe it or not. But let's not get too carried away. The truth is, nobody has a clue who she really was, or why her name mysteriously vanished from the records. The immortal Countess adds a whole new layer of intrigue to the Titanic tale. Also, by the way, why were there so few lifeboats? It's like they were in a time warp, not realizing how important lifeboats are for, saving lives. So when you're sailing the high seas on a modern ship, be thankful for those lifeboats, because Titanic's tale is a jaw-dropping reminder that even the mightiest can come crashing down. Who knew a gossip session about a century-old shipwreck could be this chilling? Also, remember the scene for the movie adapted from the tragedy? Yeah, I'm counting the lifeboats before I board my next cruise. That's for sure. And just when you thought you've heard it all, apparently during a routine crew change, something fishy happened. Missing pair of eyes. The binoculars for the crow's nest, those little guys that could have saved the day. Poof! They vanished. It's like misplacing your keys on prom night. A recipe for disaster. You see, this ship was all about luxury and attention to detail. But who would have thought that a pair of missing binoculars could lead to such a tragedy? It's like a real-life soap opera, where even the smallest hiccups can bring colossal consequences. You see, the Titanic was on the brink of a happily ever after, but then came another unexpected plot twist. Lost communication. The radio silence of the Titanic on that fateful night remains a chilling riddle, shrouded in questions. One can't help but wonder, why did the radio operators seemingly ignore multiple iceberg warnings from nearby ships? I guess the cold, dark Atlantic Ocean holds the secrets of those last distress signals to this day. Was everybody coincidentally careless, or the secret of Titanic has as much depth as where it is now? This maritime tragedy continues to captivate our collective imagination, leaving us with these unsettling questions and mysteries that lie hidden beneath the waves, waiting to be unraveled. Radio Room, Titanic. Do you see how important communication is? Well, this is exactly why you can now pitch in your ideas and gain access to some cool perks and amazing surprises just by hitting the tab right here. But for now, here comes the most unexplainable mystery of the Titanic, Doomsday. So this fancy, unsinkable ship is on its maiden voyage, and everyone's on board living their best lives. But out of nowhere, this massive, colossal iceberg just shows up and bam! It's legit a collision of epic proportions. Now here's where it gets interesting. They're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, like no one around to save the day. So, was the ship a scandal or a pure tragedy? I guess the secret sank with it. So what is the craziest thing you have heard about the Titanic? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn on my post notifications for more.